I hate this game. I fucking hate this game. Welcome everybody. This is Pokemon 40 Years. Last episode we left off here. We've been walking around about 10 minutes here. I finally got it, but not through my own power. No. Fairly sure I wasn't ever going to get this. I had to go to Google for this. So what you're supposed to do, there's two combinations you want to do. One is for getting all the items. I don't give a shit about that. The one for getting to the end is you reset everything by going through the stairs and coming back. Then everything is closed off. So what you want to do is you want to do the third, then the second, then the first. So turn 3 on, turn 2 on, turn 1 on. Specifically in that order. So there is a logic to it, but again, it's a logic that's way beyond my little skull. So finally we can fight you here. And then we can hopefully finish up the things here with Team Rocket and move on with our lives. I don't like this puzzle. It's Lieutenant Surge. Definitely, I complained about that last episode. That puzzle isn't even a puzzle. That's much worse. This is not on the same level. Though I would say it is close. Because it still is total and utter bullshit. What they expect you to do here. So hopefully we can just tear through these trainers in these fights and then end off Goldenrod City and never come back here again. Unless we need Chinchou. Yeah, let's stay in. I was going to say I might have to switch out here. I don't. Chinchou is actually... Grass types are made to counter Chinchous, which I always forget that Chinchou is in Gen 2. I always think Chinchou and Lantern are Gen 3 Pokemon because they are very much more prevalent in Gen 3. I don't even know where you get them in Gen 2. Probably by fishing, I imagine, but where? No. The Whirlpool Island place there? Maybe? I honestly don't. I have no idea. So this should now lead me to the item. An Ultra Ball. I guess that's always useful. This should now lead me to the president of the place, which I have to fight more rocket grunts in order to get to, because why wouldn't I? So fucking happy. Also, it looks like I have like very big teeth in the preview because my mustache is like blocking the smaller teeth here, so it's like a very big rabbit teeth. Look. Maybe that's just in the very small window preview I have on the camera itself. But maybe I'm actually just dying of an unknown disease. Or maybe you guys like aren't even watching my face. You're specifically trying to watch the gameplay. Like, don't look at his face. It's man, it's ugly. Maybe that's what you're doing. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I've only had positive feedback on the face cam mostly. So honestly, I kind of like prefer not to do face cam because it's a lot more work, but I also think it lends itself to being potentially, not by default, but potentially much more entertaining and like much more personal and stuff. And in Spotlight videos, I opted not to go with the face cam because those videos are very much more about the game than they are about me. But these nuzlocke, Let's Play videos, as narcissistic as it sounds, they're not about the games I'm playing, at least not to me. Maybe it is to you, in which case this must be a weird experience for you. They're very much about like me just talking and me just rambling and me just being myself, right? So the games are more of like a stage for something like something, not even someone, but something like me to perform on, than they are like the subject of the video. Obviously, the title of the video is Pokemon 30 Years episode. What is this, episode 36, I think, with a subtitle. Obviously, that is the case, but that is, in my opinion, and let me know what you think about this, because do you actually like watch this? Again, this is like very like, wow, you took that very well. This is like very ego boosting and like, again, bordering narcissism maybe, but like, do you watch for the gameplay? Or do you watch because you find me interesting. And if you find me interesting, there probably is still something wrong with you, because not a lot of people seem to find me interesting, because otherwise there would be more people watching. I mean, people find you because of a game, right? People find you because you've played a game they like. But usually, like, people that stick around for the long term, they stick around for you and not so much for the game. That being said, different games do lend themselves to different kind of commentary styles. Because in Mario, for instance, there's a lot more of, like, rambling going on, and sometimes in Pokemon I have to focus on the game because things aren't going my way. So different games do lend themselves to different commentary styles, which means that certain games might be more entertaining to watch. But still, I think at the heart of it, watching a Let's Play type of content, whether that be a live stream or a Let's Play video, I think those are based on personality. Again, searchability and like discoverability is very much based on the games you play. But then the long term, like the people watching, I think that's mostly played based on personality. And as a matter of fact, I've talked about this before. Like, I think even recently, where things like Plants vs Zombies and Mario, which definitely are like not the main things my channel is quote unquote known for, have gotten a lot, at least a decent amount of views and more traffic than I actually imagined that they would. And I imagine that is because people like the channel and like me as a personality more so than they like Plants vs Zombies. Then again, Plants vs Zombies, great game, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I as a person am like more worth of your time, worthy of your time than Plants vs Zombies as a game, because definitely Plants vs Zombies as a game, real good game. Anything that came after it, not a huge fan. I have not played Plants vs Zombies 2. I heard there is a third one as well. 35 Sleep Talk, I don't care. I heard there's a third one as well. I heard that the second one has like very bad microtransactions. But maybe that is the third one and the second one isn't that bad. And then obviously you've got Garden Warfare, and apparently there's a Garden Warfare 2, which both of those I have like not even zero interest. I've got like minus 60 interest in on a 1 to 10 scale. So I have absolutely no interest in that whatsoever. Can I just go up through here now? I can. That's very nice. And I got an amulet coin, which could be useful for getting money. How much money do I have? I think I'm already loaded. So I don't think I really need much more money. But it's nice. It's a nice thing to have, and I can like give it to a Pokemon. But let's go back to the radio tower and... Dude, I don't know what time. I think this episode is like 10 minutes in, so... This whole goldenrod thing, it's taken a while. Like, I didn't think it would take more than an episode, but so far, it's going to take about an hour to get through, and that's about 2 episodes worth of time. And I was expecting to do this in about an episode, so I'm very, very glad that I opted to not end the first episode of the recording session, which was the episode, I think that's episode 34, and just go into goldenrod, because otherwise the timing would not like work out at all. Maybe the timing still won't work out fairly well, but I think, again, I want to try to get to Blackthorn City in this episode, which I'm starting to doubt is actually going to be possible. Maybe it is. I guess we'll find out soon enough. It should be. I've got like 20 minutes left, and if this one specific episode is like 35 minutes, being a little bit longer, I don't see that as being a problem if it like serves the schedule for... There's going to be a lot of fights though. If it serves the schedule for being able to grind at the appropriate times, because again, I think that is very important. Then again, maybe I'll just go into the 8th gym without grinding. That'll be fun. Dangerous, but that's kind of like the fun part of it. And if I'm looking at these suckers, it doesn't look like I need to grind. But then again, somehow this feels like you're supposed to do this before Chuck and Jasmine, even though Price is the 7th gym leader. And all of these Pokemon are even like below Price's level by quite a bit, and the executive level Pokemon are roughly at Price's level, but still lower than Chuck, and much lower than Jasmine, even though Jasmine only has 2 Pokemon. So, I don't know what they were thinking when designing like the story progression for this game, but I feel like they made a bit of a mistake with it. And I know I've complained about that a lot already, but it's something that actually really bothers me. Because Gen 1 had a bit of a diverging path where you could, like, after the 4th gym, you could pretty much do the rest of the gyms other than, like, the 8th one in more or less whatever order you wanted to. I mean, why would I ever battle you? Because that's definitely not where I'm supposed to be going. Though I suppose in order to get to Cinnabar Island, you need to be able to use Surf, which then requires you to be, I think, Erica? Maybe Koga? Probably that's Koga, right? So you can do Erica, Sabrina, Koga. At least those 3 in any order you want. Erica's a little bit lower level than the other 2. Sabrina and Koga are pretty much the same level. Which makes sense, because I don't even know what the game wants you to do first. And for this game, I also don't know what the game wants you to do first, but for very different and very not, like, beneficial reasons. Because that is just... In Gen 1, it's just open. And yes, I know I am giving Gen 1 props here, which is relish this moment because it's never going to happen again. Also, there's Victory Battle's level 36 suddenly, so I don't know what's going on. That seems like a big level jump. Do you only have 1 Pokemon? You only have 1 Pokemon, that makes sense. You are the executive. I'm sorry? Okay, are you all executives up here? Are you also an executive? Oh, you are the same executives from... Again, it's... the sprites in this generation don't really lend themselves well to remembering people, necessarily. I like the fact that it got randomized into being a Persian, though. But seeing these levels, I do think there's maybe going to be a little bit of need for grinding, because... Again, I feel like the level curve here is set up such that you do this, then Chuck, then Jasmine, and then Claire. Which, I think she's called Claire, right? The Blackthorn City Gym Leader? The dragon one? And seeing how, like, this is level 32, and then, like, Jasmine's highest level Pokemon is, like, level 35. So, Claire's going to be, for sure, level 38 to, like, 42 at the highest. So there's gonna be some grinding done. I'm probably going to put everybody up to level 40, but I'll just look it up, and based on that I'll go a couple of levels below her highest level Pokemon. If we can make it there today, which I'm starting to think we can, because this probably is the last battle we have to do. I imagine. Maybe we have to do 1 more, and then we can get to the Ice Path or whatever the frick it's called. Spaghetti. Where we can capture a new Pokemon, actually. So that is a very nice thing, because we don't have enough Pokemon as it is yet. We've almost got like 2 boxes for... Well, we've got a box and a half, and then what we have on the team. So that's in total, like... I think in total we have about 30-ish Pokemon. I think. 6 on the team, 16 in box 1, and then like that makes 22. That makes like... at least 8 in box 2, which seems reasonable. Now we have that. We're not, like... I hope something dies soon again. I've talked about this a lot in the last couple episodes, but we've been having a very easy time of it. And I do think that is because we are able to take Pokemon from previous generations, which then means that we... at all times are going to have a balanced team. Because if any one of the Pokemon we have now dies, we have a replacement to like keep the team properly balanced. And that is usually... Tien is evolving! Okay! That is usually the issue where nuzlocke go absolutely downhill. Is where one like key Pokemon dies and then another Pokemon dies. And then the team develops a certain weakness to, for instance, water typings or a certain typing. And then you run into one of those types, especially if it's a randomizer, and you just get absolutely wiped. Even if I get my entire team wiped at this point, I can build like an entire team to replace the current one that still is well balanced in typings. Twice, at least. So we're not going to lose like soon, if at all. If we're going to lose, it's probably going to be in... We're going to maybe lose quite a lot of Pokemon in Platinum, because Platinum is a relatively... let's go into Deus just to make this easy. Platinum is a relatively like difficult game to nuzlocke, especially like the first half of it. But if you start a game with like 2 or 3 boxes full of Pokemon, maybe it's not as difficult. But we might like lose a number of Pokemon in that adventure there, just because it's kind of rough to get started there. And maybe in Emerald as well, to be honest, because in Emerald and obviously in the end of this game against Steven, against Red, those are fairly difficult battles, and it could just be the case that we'll lose like 1 Pokemon in a battle like that. That being said, it's usually more so the... Well, it could be. It could be randomization if he has like a lot of legendaries suddenly. If we end up fighting a level 80 Mewtwo, which we don't really have a counter against, we could lose like 2 or 3 Pokemon even. If he gets randomized into having like a team full of Magikarp, obviously we're going to win. That's kind of the thing with randomized, and it can happen at any moment. But for Red and Steven, those are the 2 that can probably be an issue. And honestly, other than that, I don't know where we're going to have an issue, because we're not going to have an issue in Gen 6. We're just not. Actually, yes, we are, because in Gen 6, I'm definitely going to do the same thing I did for my Pokemon X Randomizer Nuzlocke. And that is, why did I stay in against the Hypno? Why did I not go into Casper for that one? That's weird. I don't know, let's fly. I'm going to do the same thing there, where every like important story battle, that being gym leaders, Elite Four members, rival battles, that kind of thing, have 6 Pokemon all at max IVs. And I missed fly? Question mark? And that's probably going to like shave down quite a lot of the things we've built up. I don't know, let's go into Casper, just like take the risk. Yeah, that'll do it. I'm gonna take the risk, a Shadow Ball, see if I outspeed, and if I do, Hypno should die. Even though Hypno is fairly bulky, I was very scared there for a moment. It looked like it slowed down, it didn't. So Gen 6 might shave off quite a lot of the Pokemon we've built up until that point. And I think Gen 7 will do the same thing, because I think the randomizer for Gen 6 and 7 both have that option. The randomizers for the earlier generation I'm using, the one I'm using anyway, doesn't have that option. Otherwise, I might like start doing that from Gen 3 onward. And I might actually like just ask for some help on that, because maybe I can do that for the previous generations. What is a clear... Oh, Clear Bell. I thought that's a Clear Ball. So, I was going to say, never heard of that Pokeball before. I think there's a... It can't be a mosquito, can it? On my light? Looks like a mosquito, which makes sense because I've got a mosquito bite on my foot, but it's also like February, so those should be very dead at the moment. That being said, we haven't had a lot of temperatures below 0 Celsius, so there's a real good chance that there's a lot of insects that survive the winter. We have about like 10... you've got plenty of HP. We'll make it to a Pokemon Center. We have about 10 minutes to make it to Blackthorn City, and we could, if we don't waste like steps like that. That's a stupid idea. We could do the Ho-Oh thing now. I think we could go get Ho-Oh because we've got the Clear Bell. I'm going to opt not to go get Ho-Oh because it's not a capture, which I definitely do not need. It's a side track. in a series which is already very, very long. Yeah, okay, so I was just checking Ho-Oh's HP. And we already have Ho-Oh as well. So I'm going to not go after Ho-Oh and Lugia in this game. Same way I'm not going to go after catching Groudon, Kyogre, Rayquaza, whatever you want to call it, like, in Gen 3. And I'm not going to go after optional legendaries. It's just like at all. I did it in the end of Gen 1. But even then I didn't go for the birds. I only did Mewtwo as the end goal for the generation. Same way I'm going to end Generation 4 with Arceus. And obviously we're going to catch the stand-in for Giratina. But I'm not going to go get the Dialga and Palkia in the post-game for Platinum. Or like Heatran or Regigigas or any of those. I probably can't even get a Regigigas because the chance of me getting all the 3 Regis through a randomizer are fucking like insanely low. Let's go back to Mahogany Town and see if we can now... Why did I peek there? If we can now move on through here. We can. It's Route 44, which means we can catch 2 more Pokemon because it's Route 44. And then... I don't know what it's called. I think it's Ice Path, Ice Cavern, something like that. I'm surfing on the water purely because I'm hoping to run into a Mewtwo. I don't know how many Pokeballs I have. Fuck. This might just be the opposite of a Mewtwo. I'm still going to try and catch it, but this might kill it. If it survives, I'll catch it. It didn't survive. That's Route 44. That's Route 44. So, I've got plenty of balls. I can catch whatever I want. Unless it dies, obviously. If it dies, I can't catch it. Can I skip all the trainers here? I would very much like to skip all the trainers here because I'm kind of in a hurry. I want to make it to Blackthorn City before the end of this episode. So again, I can do the grinding I need to do for that gym battle. You only have 1 Pokemon, so I'm kind of cool with you. It's a Charmeleon. I'm not very cool with that, to be honest. It's level 27. I'm totally cool with that. I'm just like telling everybody what I'm cool with and what I'm not cool with at the moment. You know what, fuck it, let's go into Deus. Deus, so the next episode is not even going to be that over-leveled compared to the rest of the team, probably. Still going to be a little bit over-leveled. I'm not going to have to use Deus in the... I'm not going to have to grind Deus at all. That much I can guarantee. Because it's level 42, and I think, if anything, it's already higher than Claire's high-level Pokemon. And if it isn't, it's close to it. So, probably level 42 is like upper limit for grinding. But it's probably realistically going to be a little bit lower. Maybe not. We'll see next episode. I'm not going to look it up right now. Right now I just want to get through the cave and get to the next town. City. Blackthorn is a city, right? Not a town. Doesn't really matter. I never know what differentiates a town and a city in Pokemon. It's Ice Path. It's... Somehow I remembered that. Did I call it Ice Path first, or did I call it Ice Tunnel? I don't know. We're going quite a long time without encountering a Pokemon here. Also, the reason I am able to do this sliding puzzle at least somewhat easily is because muscle memory. I didn't think about anything I did there. That was just 300% muscle memory. Also, I think this is where you get a waterfall, question mark? Or did it never melt ice? I can't seem to remember. Yeah, so this is one of those where I actually have a bit of difficulty trying to get where I'm supposed to be going. That's how you do it. That is, yeah, HM07 waterfall. We're going to need that. And that's our encounter. Wow. Okay, so our encounter for the Ice Path is going to be a Cubone. Okay, at least I guess it's a ground type. I don't know what I'm going to do with that when we get to Gen 7. If I'm going to... Well, I guess if I get a Cubone and I evolve it in a Alola, it automatically will evolve into an Alolan Marowak? We may never find out because min-max damage hates me. Oh, now we have to get out of it as well. Shit. Let me think here for a moment. This is more difficult than it looks. Oh, really? How do you get out of there? Oh, I see. I see. I realized that way too late. That would have been way funnier had I realized that like 3 seconds earlier. Please don't be something good. Please don't be something. You would have been a Dupe's Claws. Which, honestly... Why does it say I've had a Parasect? Because I haven't used Venom. Did it recognize the fact that I imported... Are these Strength boulders? Oh, these are Strength boulders. Wow, those look like... Oh, I don't have anything with Strength. Did it recognize the fact that I imported them as their evolutions into, like, Pokédex? Because that seems unlikely, because I didn't save as a save file until after I changed them back to the level 5 first evolution stage. But that must be the case, because we had that with the Beedrill, now with the Venonat, not the Venonat, Parasect. Give it to Tien, I suppose, because it makes the most sense. Also, Tien has a monstrous physical attack. And I am hungry. It's literally only fighting type moves, I just realized. Let's get rid of Seismic Toss because it's a neat move, don't get me wrong, but at this point I think most other moves are doing more than like 37 HP damage, so... You need to get these boulders down, but you can also like fuck up very badly with them, so I'm going to have to focus here for a little bit. As a matter of fact, I am seriously considering shutting up during this part and getting a message. Nope, not for me. That's a Discord server I have not yet muted. Shutting up and just like doing this and putting some music over it, because I really don't want to fuck this up, because it's really annoying to reset. Yeah, exactly like that. I almost fucked it up. I didn't. I'm still good. But this is only like the first 2 balls. I think there's like 6 in total. So, and then you don't push it further. Then you walk around. Don't push it. Okay. That's the start of it. That's just the start of it. Man, you're... Oh, a Voltorb. Actually, I don't care. So far, nothing in here seems to be very good, so I don't really mind the fact that I got a Cubone and then killed it. Dunsparce, man, I would have not caught you. I would have just like... I would have caught you if only for the fact that that would enable me to catch other things with Dupe's Claws later on. Because if I run into another Dunsparce, I don't want to have to catch it. Yeah, that's definitely not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to... Again, I'm sorry if this is like a little bit lower energy, but we are technically beyond the time limit for the episode. So anything you're getting at this point is just like extra content. And I do want to... Oh my god, I could have had a Scizor. Okay, no, I am upset about that because I like Sizzle. I really like Sizzle. And it's not even a very rare encounter because I ran into 2 in a row. That doesn't necessarily say it's not a very rare encounter. I could have just gotten insanely lucky. I guess we'll find out through the rest of this this adventure here. I think we might be able to capture yet another Pokemon actually after this. Where do we go from here? We definitely go this direction. See, it's not that difficult, because I think this is the last one we have to do. But you do need to focus on what you're doing, because otherwise you can get these things stuck in a corner, and it's just... You don't want to do that. But I think you only need to do those 4 and then you can literally just like make your way through here in some manner or another. Maybe I missed one. Did I miss one? Feels like I missed one. Clefable, again, don't really care about that. It really feels like I missed one, huh? Did I? I don't think I did. No, I didn't. I just went through it the wrong way. Okay, that is probably the most annoying puzzle in the game. But no. That's the most annoying puzzle that is still fair in the game, I should say. Because the most annoying puzzle in the game we had last episode. Never want to do that ever again. That sucked. Like, really badly. What is the use of that ledge? I guess that is a thing. Okay. I'm starting to run out of interesting things to say. Can you tell? But I think we're also close to the end of the cave, and then I can end of the episode once we get to Blackthorn. I think this is literally the end of the cave. Yes, it is. Okay, thank God. Blackthorn City. I think, theoretically speaking, you're not a trainer, are you now? Theoretically speaking, we can capture a Pokemon in Blackthorn, but I'm going to opt not to use the technicality of a city is a location where you can like use a fishing rod. Because again, we've got so many goddamn Pokemon, I'm going to try to like stay away from grinding encounters. Which is totally separate from me killing the encounters we got this episode, because I actually did not mean to do that. Probably should have just thrown a Great Ball at Rattata, to be honest. I probably, or the Ultra Ball after putting it to sleep. That probably would have worked. This has been a long episode. Thank you so much for watching. Next episode, we're going to take on the 8th and final gym in the Johto region, and then we're going to get ready for the Elite Four going into Kanto, which Kanto is not going to be long whatsoever. We're mostly done with Gen 2, and then we can move into Gen 3, and we can have like actual like, I don't want to say HD, because I guess there's literally one HD mainline Pokemon game now. But I don't know if I call that HD either, if you know what I mean. I mean, the game being rendered at 1080p and with like 240p textures, is that HD? I don't know. It's not actually 240p, I'm like making a little bit of fun. Yeah. I'm a vlogger. You've been awesome. As always. Bye. Voice cracks. Wow.